strong technology-led transformation where we would strive. And the country is also supporting a lot of large logistics parks, is helping offset this by increasing truck productivity and reducing turnaround times. On the green logistics front, we have made significant progress and taken very big steps. As I said in my opening remarks, that we now operate over 4.1 million square feet of warehousing space, which is powered by renewable energy and solar power, and we are fully committed and we are on track to increase this 4 million space to 7 million square feet of space by the end of this year. Our facilities also include the Platinum IGBC Platinum certified warehouses. So as you can see that we are very committed to green logistics. सरबजीत सिंह जी, थैंक यू आपके वोट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस के लिए, हमारे राइट्स इशू के लिए, एंड आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. द इशू प्राइस हैज बीन फिक्स्ड एट ₹277 per share, which includes a premium of ₹267 over the face value of ₹10. This represents a discount of approximately 29% to the closing price prior to the announcement day. For further details, which includes all the entitlement ratio, record date, application timelines, we will encourage you to please refer to our official filings, which are available on the NSE and BSE website, or please visit the Mahindra Logistics Investor Relations page where all these details are shared. Thank you very much. आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने हमारे राइट्स इशू के लिए अपना वोट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस दिया. प्रफुल्ल जी, आपका क्वेश्चन था, when is the company going to declare more dividend? Our board balances shareholder returns with strategic investment like capex and forward-looking investments that we have to make in technology, network expansion, and scale up. But let me assure you that we remain committed to delivering long-term value and revisit our payouts periodically. Is there any plan of small acquisition in logistics sector? This was your second question. So let me answer that your second and third question together, because you have also asked why doesn't the company look to take over Gati. So let me combine these questions and try and answer that. As and when acquisition opportunities that align with our strategic priorities and promising very compelling and good shareholder value emerge, we will evaluate them with a very strong rigor that we have internally on capital allocation. And let me assure you that we remain open for any opportunity that comes for us in the future. Any expansion plans? Yes, Mahindra Logistics continue to invest in capacity building and capability building, as we are very, as a full Mahindra group, very much aligned to the growth and the potential of our own country. We follow a customer-led, opportunity-driven approach, evaluating new locations based on demand visibility, return for our shareholders, and also long-term value creation. So we are looking for growth in our business, and as the country grows its GDP, we will also grow our revenue with that. Your other question was, how many EV cabs do we have and is it a successful model? EV cabs also align with our green logistics philosophy. So as of now, we operate a cab fleet of about 250 EV cabs, and these are primarily serving corporate mobility program, which is our B2B business. The shift in customer preferences towards sustainable and tech-enabled transport solution has reinforced this model's success. So it is a successful model. Encouraged by steady adoption and positive feedback, Mahindra Logistics is actively investing to expand the EV fleet. We are putting some more capex into in this current financial year also, which will also align with India's clean and green energy transition. Apart from these 250 EV cabs, we also operate about 1,500 EV vehicles on the cargo side. So looking at both, I think we have a very good significant play. You have asked and raised a lot of good ideas and a lot of questions about welfare program for drivers, their families, and what are the safety policies that we follow. As you rightly said, driver is the core of logistic business, and we really value all the work that the drivers do and all the value addition that a driver add into the logistics space for us and for our customers. And logistics, Mahindra Logistics places strong emphasis on driver welfare and safety as part of our growth and inclusive growth agenda. Programs focus on insurance coverage, access to good health and skill development for these drivers, while periodic campaigns promote road safety and awareness. We give a lot of emphasis on road safety so that the driver and the vehicle remain safe. The company also invests in digital safety tools and training modules to enhance on-ground compliance. These initiatives align with broader commitment to build resilience, people-centric logistics system. In fact, in our offices, we maintain something called a control tower, where several of our colleagues monitor these control towers, which is in turn monitoring all the fleet which is on the road. So what route are they taking? What speeds are they driving at? Is there any deviation to the route? Has any vehicle gone into breakdown? What is the estimated time taken to reach point A to point B? What is the estimated time from B to, let's say, the next milestone in their journey? So we maintain a very, very strong rigor on our control tower. How many ladies driver do we have? So Mahindra Logistics is committing to fostering a very inclusive, diverse workforce, including greater representation of women across roles. In our mobility business, we continue to engage female drivers, women drivers as part of broader gender diversity initiatives. While current numbers are not very big, we are focused on creating safe, flexible and enabling environment to drive long-term participation for women drivers. This reflects our larger vision of inclusive growth aligned with India's evolving talent landscape. So we do have women drivers, but the numbers are very small, and some of these drivers are also working with other BA partners. So I won't say that they are 100% employed with us, but they are in a fluid employment with us. Let me now take questions from Rishabh Jain ji. Thank you so much. Your question was, being a brand, dividend is just rupees 2.5 rupees. How would you reward the shareholders in future? So I've already answered the questions on our dividend distribution policy, and so I will not repeat this again. Broadly, the dividend distribution policy aligns with our commitment to what are our future expansion plan, what is our capex plan, how do we invest into new technologies, the green logistics, and with this we also make sure that we reward our shareholders very well. So in that sense, a minimum payout of 20% of PAT, we will always try to do better than that. You have asked to share the annual report, so thank you for your interest. And as a standard practice, Mahindra Logistics annual report for FY 24-25 is made available to shareholders through physical copies sent to those who have opted as per SEBI and MCA guidelines, and online access via the investor relations section of the company's website. Let me now take questions from Vashukha Dakweji. The board approved a rupees 750 crore rights issue primarily to reduce high debt levels and fund growth in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So what is the current status of subscriber support for the rights issue, and once raised, what is the targeted reduction in total debt to equity ratio? Dakiji, the company will open the offer on 31st of July 2025, and hence all the questions that you have asked related to subscription details will be known to us only thereafter. However, let me share that the promoter, in this case M&M Limited, has agreed to subscribe to the full extent of their entitlement and additional shares, if any, as well as to any unsubscribed portion of the rights issue up to the total issue size of MLL. Can you outline upcoming expansion projects, new warehouses, delivery center, etc., and over what timeline? As outlined in page 35 of the annual report, your company has committed to adding approximately 9 lakh square feet of new warehousing space in the next 12 to 18 months, and we are on track to achieve that. Additional capacity we will surely consider, but that will be done only based on the demand visibility from our customers, and that also justifies the return threshold, which we maintain a very strong rigor on that front. This ensures capital efficiency in the best possible way while maintaining agility to scale with our customers' need. What is our plan for next 5 years? I've already talked about our future plan, so I will skip this question. How many new franchise outlets to be open in the next year? Mahindra Logistics follows a demand-led expansion model, opening new franchise outlets and fulfillment centers based on customer requirements and market visibility. Expansion decisions are made periodically, aligned with strategic priorities and the bar that we have set for all our returns. इस क्वेश्चन को ये रिपीट क्वेश्चन हो जाएगा, इसको मैं स्किप करता हूँ. हाउ मेनी इन्वेस्टर कंप्लेंट्स वर रिसीव्ड इन लास्ट 1 year? In the last financial year, your company received 2 investor complaints, both of which were responded to and resolved in a timely manner in accordance with SEBI guidelines and internal service standards. How much revenue does company get from M&M? ये भी मैंने पहले आंसर कर दिया है, but just for your information again, about 54%, 54% जो revenue है वो M&M group से आता है. As mentioned by Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, new toll tax are declared, which is in the form of annual pass. You pay one time for the full year and you can use the vehicle any number of times through the toll tax. आपका प्रश्न था कि does that apply to commercial vehicles or only it is applied to personal vehicle? So अभी तो toll tax सिर्फ personal non-commercial vehicles के लिए ही ये स्कीम है, लेकिन हम गवर्नमेंट से लगातार बात करते रहेंगे और अगर ये स्कीम कमर्शियल व्हीकल्स के लिए भी आ सके तो हम उसको अपनी तरफ से ये जो आइडिया है इसको फॉरवर्ड करेंगे, उनके साथ डिस्कस करेंगे. By when MNL will be able to give interim dividend too? डिविडेंड पॉलिसी के बारे में ऑलरेडी मैं 2 क्वेश्चंस में पहले बात कर चुका हूं, तो इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर भी मैं दे चुका हूं. दिनेश भाटिया जी, आपकी विशेष के लिए, आपके उत्साह के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आपका क्वेश्चन था कि ये 10 रुपए के शेयर को क्या हम 5 रुपए का शेयर में या 2 रुपए के शेयर में स्प्लिट कर सकते हैं? तो इसके लिए मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि जो हमारे बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स हैं दे कॉन्टिन्यूसली इवेलुएट कैपिटल एलोकेशन ऑप्शंस इंक्लूडिंग द पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ बोनस शेयर्स बेस्ड ऑन फैक्टर्स सच एज फाइनेंशियल परफॉर्मेंस, ग्रोथ रिक्वायरमेंट्स एंड शेयर होल्डर वैल्यू क्रिएशन. महिंद्रा लॉजिस्टिक्स रिमेन कमिटेड टू रिव्यूइंग सच अपॉर्चुनिटीज इन alignment with long term strategy and regulatory norms. आपके आइडिया सुझाव को हमने नोट किया है और हम इस पे विचार करते रहेंगे. अब मैं अनिल पारिक जी के क्वेश्चन पे आता हूं. व्हाट आर द रीजंस फॉर द डिक्लाइन इन नेटवर्थ? So Anil ji, net worth declined due to the loss recorded in the last financial year. And despite this, we have continued to remain very strongly focused on accelerating progress. We want the company to do well. We are investing into new technologies. We are investing into people. We are investing into creating new products, creating capacity and capabilities. And we are investing into deepening customer integration. So with all of this, we will scale up the platform so that we are able to build a business which is in the long term a very big value creation for each one of our shareholders. Our long-term debt has increased, and why has it increased? Your company's long-term debt increased due to strategic investments and working capital requirements, especially across subsidiaries and platform expansion. However, as you would have noted by now, Mahindra Logistics has launched a rupees 750 crore rights issue with proceeds earmarked primarily for repayment or prepayment of borrowings. This move is expected to significantly reduce our debt and strengthen the balance sheet, while this will support our future growth. मुरलीधर जी, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने हमारी मैनेजमेंट टीम के लिए और बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स के लिए और सेक्रेटरी टीम के लिए अपना वोट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस दिया. इसके लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आपकी तरफ से कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं था. अब मैं गुंडलुरु जी के क्वेश्चंस को लेता हूं. आपने बोला कि द कैगर इज ग्रोइंग एट अराउंड 4%, सो व्हाट इज आर वी प्लानिंग टू इम्प्रूव? तो ये भी मैं क्वेश्चन जो है पार्टली आंसर कर चुका हूं, बट लेट मी रीइटरेट योर एंड मर्ज योर क्वेश्चन 1 and 4. So India's economic momentum is actually the key कैटलिस्ट फॉर लॉजिस्टिक ग्रोथ. अगर हमारा देश तरक्की करेगा तो उसके लिए लॉजिस्टिक्स सेक्टर का ग्रो करना लाजमी है. लॉजिस्टिक्स सेक्टर देश की तरक्की के में एक बहुत बड़ी भूमिका अदा करता है. तो जैसे जैसे हमारा देश तरक्की करेगा, लॉजिस्टिक्स सेक्टर उसके साथ साथ जरूर तरक्की करेगा, बल्कि उसका एक अभिन्न पार्ट है देश की तरक्की के लिए. सो हम लोगों ने भी इसके लिए बहुत डिटेल स्ट्रेटजी पे काम कर रहे हैं, अपना एग्जीक्यूशन इंप्रूव कर रहे हैं, एंड वी आर डबलिंग डाउन आवर कोर स्ट्रेंथ अक्रॉस सप्लाई चेन एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. वी आर शार्पनिंग आवर स्पीड, कॉस्ट एफिशिएंसी एंड एग्जीक्यूशन. वी आर वर्किंग वेरी हार्ड टू एलिवेट कस्टमर एक्सपीरियंस थ्रू आवर 24/7 सपोर्ट, विजिबिलिटी टूल्स, जैसा कि मैंने पिछले क्वेश्चन के आंसर में बताया, कंट्रोल टावर के बारे में, एंड डेडिकेटेड अकाउंट स्टीवर्डशिप. We are working at accelerating tech-led transformation. Digitization हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी strategy है, with a fully integrated digital stack for seamless operations. These initiatives position the company to capture rising demand and deliver scalable, resilient logistics solution. You have asked for reason in change in shareholding pattern. So M&M shareholding reduced to 57.97% from 58.03 because of the ESOPs. How many workforce are we having and what is the split? Again, ये पूछने के लिए आपका बहुत धन्यवाद. As of March 31st, 2025, Mahindra Logistics has 3,854 employees on roll, reflecting steady year-on-year growth as we scale our asset-light model to meet customer demand. So broadly, हमारे पास 3,854 employees हैं इस समय हमारे रोल पे. How are we improving revenue and profit margin? ये मैं already इसका आंसर कर चुका हूँ. I have already answered this question. What steps are we taking to control the warehousing cost? On your question on warehousing, including cost and opening it, let me again merge these two questions. To control warehousing cost, Mahindra Logistics is focused on automation, space optimization, and multi-client consolidation. As I said earlier, we are adding 9 lakh square feet of new warehousing space or capacity this year, including sites in Fulton, which is about 100 kilometers from Pune, in Talegaon, Kolkata, Guwahati, and Agartala, while also expanding in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities to meet growing customer demand. Any plans for expanding in Tier 1? Yes, Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities. Yes, we have plans, which I just shared, that we have a very concrete plan to expand our warehousing capacity in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. I mean, we are expanding into Nasik, we are expanding into Fulton, we are expanding into Agartala. Apart from that, we are expanding into Kolkata. So these are many examples where we are expanding into comment and creating solutions to solve their problems. Digital transformation is necessary. Yes, we fully agree with you that digital transformation is actually the core of logistics sector, and we are really investing into capacity, capabilities, and we are putting resources both on me in practice. Initiatives include plastic collection drives, use of eco paddles, returnable packaging, and sustainability dashboards to monitor progress, and also all the work that we are going on the green logistics side, which I have already covered in my answer. Future outlay and projections, we don't give forward-looking guidance as per policy. Anil Mehta ji, for your questions, which you have shared, pre-shared with us, looking to the trade war and present situation with our neighbor as external headwinds post challenge for global trade and investment flow. So we are looking at some kind of a headwind on the global business, which is the cross-border business, but the domestic business is looking good and is looking good to grow. What is the company doing to improve shareholder relations? Strengthening shareholder relationship continues to be a top priority for us. The company communicates with investors from time to time with respect to quality earnings. Further, the company also updates through dissemination of corporate announcement on its websites. As part of prudent customer investor practices, the company has an investor grievance policy and escalation matrix to address any of these grievances or concerns. It also has a satisfaction survey through which feedback is sought to strengthen investor practices. Does the company process do identify any significant business risk? What type of process? How does it work and how is it performed? Yes, your company follows a structure and proactive enterprise risk management process to identify and manage significant businesses. This process involves regular assessment of internal and external risk factors Identified across business functions and are evaluated based on their likelihood and potential impact. For more details, please refer to page 78 or the corporate governance section of our annual report. Then there were questions on behalf of Amit Doshi ji, revenue growth ambitions. We aim to triple our revenue by FY30. Given that the logistics sector is expected to grow at a CAGR of 10 to 12%, this implies a significant increase in market share. What are the key reasons we have underperformed or struggled historically to grow at industry pace? What gives us the confidence to execute this growth now? Logistic growth, as I have said as part of my earlier answer, this is linked to the GDP growth of the country. And as India accelerates its economic expansion, the demand for efficient, reliable, green logistics will rise in tandem. Over the coming years, we are very focused that we will double down on our core strength, which is in supply chain, and so which I have already spoken about. What will be the contribution from newer platforms such as BNB Express, B2B Express, and integrated solutions towards this growth? B2B Express and integrated solutions are poised to play a pivotal role in India's logistic transformation. With rising infrastructure quality, which we are seeing that the highways are becoming better, there are large warehousing parks are coming. Digital adoption is now becoming a very big part of the whole getting 25% contribution from integrated solutions by FY26. How will this shift impact our EBITDA profile? Amiji, while we do not provide forward-looking EBITDA guidance, we can share that integrated solutions are margin accretive by design, leveraging the whole drive towards warehousing, transport, and technology. As their share in our business mix increases, we expect improved operational efficiency, better asset utilization, and stronger service differentiation, all of which contribute to margin improvement. Next question was, with the gross margin currently been thin, what are the cost levers we are working on to improve margins? Can you quantify the expected savings on margin improvement? While your company does not provide forward-looking guidance as per policy, we can share the strategic cost levers currently being deployed to strengthen margin resilience. Warehousing yield enhancement, we are putting very strong focus on high yield verticals like pharma and engineering for white space reduction. We are working very hard to make sure that we have the network optimization, route planning, hub and spoke redesign, and dynamic fleet allocation are helping reduce the line haul cost and improve truck utilization. Technology integration, as I have already spoken, is a very key driver. Transformation, and it is playing such a critical role in the growth of the country. The decision both by the Mahindra Group and by myself it reflects our conviction in the sector's long-term potential, which is driven by Mahindra Rise philosophy and opportunity is immense in front of us, and it is upon us to take this opportunity and leverage the strength which Mahindra Logistics has, and we want to build more strength in the future so that we are able to play a real good role in the growth of our country. How committed is the Mahindra Group to turning around Mahindra Logistics and establishing it a scalable and profitable platform? I have already answered this in answer 5 and 6. What are the reasons why we underperformed in the past? Let me answer your question 7 and 8 together. Mahindra Logistics' past underperformance stemmed from margin pressures in select verticals, integration complexity, and volatile market conditions. However, we have learned very good lessons from it. We have taken decisive steps to streamline operations, strengthen platform, and enhance customer engagement. I think the management remains very humble, very grounded, to learn from our past and make sure that we execute very well in the future so that we build a great future for our shareholders. Looking ahead, the focus is on scalable growth, cost efficiency, and tech-led transformation to deliver sustainable value. 10 to 12% growth, we aim to increase our market share. How going forward gain market share? I've already answered this question. The recent appointment of Hemant Sikka, I have already answered this question. B2B Express integration, revenue growth, margin improvement, how will it be done, plans for it, how EBITDA will be impacted. Express Logistics actually is the core pillar of India's growth story and is expected to grow at a CAGR of 15%, which is a very, very significant growth, supported by India's expanding infrastructure, rising manufacturing output, and increased need for agile and time-committed logistics. We expect to benefit from improved highway connectivity, logistics parks which are coming across the country, and with reduced turnaround time and our own digital stack that we have developed in-house. So I think B2B Express is a very core study for us, and we have to make sure that we execute very well and leverage and give value to our customer, and in turn make this business very strong business for our company. Cost reduction, which will improve our margin under current government policy. How are these helping MLL to gain business? Again, I think I've already covered this business, I've already covered this question in my previous answers. Top 10 customers, 3PL revenue, sector-wise company revenue growth. So M&M, as I've already covered, has a share of 54% in MLL business. And it was asked, what are the share of top 10 customers? So the top 10 non-M&M customer revenue share is about 22%. With this, I have covered all the questions which were raised by the shareholders today. And can we see our stock price appreciating like Blue Dart stock, right? $625 people, so that I've already covered. Questions on dividend policy I have covered. For factory visit, we take your suggestions and we will think through this on how this can be implemented. And bonus share also I have already answered. So with this, we cover all the questions that came to us. And thank you all very much for your good wishes and for your queries. And I hope I have been able to address all the questions that were raised. If there are any more questions that you still have, please put in the chat box and we will make sure that you get an answer through the email. I now hand over the proceedings to our chairman, Dr. Anish Shah.
Thank you, Hemant, for the very detailed view on the business and for answering for all the questions. With this, we come to the end of the meeting. I would request shareholders who have not yet voted to cast their votes. The e-voting will continue for 15 minutes after the meeting. The scrutinizer, after the conclusion of voting at this meeting, shall first count the votes that are cast for the meeting and thereafter unblock the votes that are cast through remote e-voting with the assistance of two witnesses who are not in the employment of the company. The scrutinizers will make a consolidated scrutinizers report of the total votes cast in favor and against. I am severally authorizing Mr. Hemant Sikka, Managing Director and CEO, or Mr. Swarab Taneja, Chief Financial Officer, or Mr. Jignesh Parekh, the Company Secretary, to receive the scrutinizers' register report on e-voting and other related papers with requisite details, and also to countersign the scrutinizers' report upon receipt of the same and to declare the results. The results of the remote e-voting aggregated with the results of e-voting at this AGM, along with the scrutinizers' report, shall be communicated to BSE Limited and National Stock Exchange of India Limited, where the equity shares of the company are listed, and also be placed on the company's website and on the website of NSDL e-voting agency, and displayed at the registered office of the corporate office of the company within prescribed timelines. I thank each one of you for your presence and support at this meeting. I thank our directors, the management team, our employees, our business associates, customers, and the governments for the continued support extended to the company. I thank our statutory auditor, secretarial auditor, registrar, and share transfer agent, NSDL, the e-voting agency, the scrutinizer, and all their teams who have contributed in making this event a success. I hereby declare the proceedings as closed and concluded on completion of e-voting by members, which is 15 minutes from now. Thank you and stay safe.